Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of September 7th through the 13th of 2020. All right, so this week we have a lot going on astrologically once again. Most important thing is that Mars, the planet of our drive and initiative, is going retrograde. And so it is going to be very good from Wednesday all the way until November 14th to kind of take a step back sometimes and really evaluate what are our deeper needs on a soul level with Mars and Pisces. And how can we take action and initiative in a way that we're flexible, with Pisces willing to go a little bit more with the flow and put action towards where the currents of life are taking us versus fighting that stream. But great time of internalization of what motivates us, what drives us, all on that deeper spiritual level. So also on Wednesday, we do have the sun trining Jupiter. So midweek could be good for expanding our horizons a little bit. As we do get to the weekend, Sun opposite Neptune, maybe taking a little bit of a balanced approach to more receptivity and peace in our life. Jupiter's going direct over the weekend. So anything that's been over the past 5 months that you were maybe hopeful about earlier in the year, or maybe saw some opportunities with, this stuff can begin to be implemented. And all in all, I think this week is just really good to really ground and implement any shifts of perspectives we've had since last week. Because early last week we had a full moon, usually gaining some insights, and this week in the third quarter moon, really good to integrate and initiate these things. All right, so let's take a look at all of this as well as all the other aspects here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this week. We're going to look at this for each day of the week, starting with Monday. And of course, we are using the visible sky, which is different from mainstream astrology. You will notice a lot of the signs that I'm mentioning in this video are different. For example, in mainstream astrology, the sun is in Virgo, but if you do look up at the visible sky, you will still see the sun in Leo. And same thing for Mars. If you were expecting me to say Mars going retrograde in Aries, he is in fact going retrograde here in Pisces. So again, visible sky, different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's go and do a quick recap in terms of where everything is at in constellations. Again, sun in Leo, it has been for the past few weeks, almost a month now actually a month, of really focusing on what we love, right? What gives us energy, passion, having some fun, doing the things we find fun and playful and entertaining. Really good time to still focus on these things close to our heart that energize us and give us vitality. Now, Mercury has recently shifted into Virgo since last week, so our minds are definitely in the realm of improvement. And so it's still good to do the work, improve things, refine things, find solutions, all that kind of nitty gritty energy of Virgo, really good to develop as well. Now, Venus is in the constellation of Cancer, which is all about connecting and enjoying more of the protective qualities of life. So maybe in our relationships, some protective energy, creating a protective environment for ourselves and others, a bit of caring, nurturing, more soul guided, emotionally guided sorts of connections, and just enjoying this more watery, emotional, feeling based realm is great. And then of course Mars in Pisces, which we'll talk about here when we get to the Wednesday part of the forecast, which is again taking action in a way that's more important to us on a soul level and more willing to go with the flow. So let's go and start first with Monday. So no major aspects going exact on Monday, but with the moon in Aries here, it will be a similar theme to Sunday of the day before coming into this week. And so this is a great day on Monday for just simply taking some initiative. There's likely themes around taking initiative and taking action and cultivating our independence in some way. So anything that's more fiery, more about cultivating our personal needs, our goals, learning about our identity in the sense of when we do take these actions and initiatives in life, we do learn about ourselves through those experiences. So great time to move things forward in the sense of more active and initiating side of ourselves on Monday. Once we do get to Tuesday, and from Tuesday all the way through Thursday, we're going to have the moon in grounded Taurus. So all midweek, Tuesday through Thursday, good for having a grounded approach to life. This could be a great few days for connecting to nature, some beautiful things, some comforts, more of the natural realms and sensual realms of life, and really good for developing our own self-reliance, our resourcefulness, and our inner resources, essentially, with the moon in well-placed Taurus here. All right, but once we do get into Wednesday, this is where we have the convergence of two important events. One is going to be Mars going retrograde all the way until November 14th in Pisces. And so this is going to be a really good time to start to reflect on what are the things that we want in life, motivate us and drive us, but more importantly on a deeper spiritual level. Because Mars in Pisces has been this process of doing things that are more important to us spiritually and putting energy towards those things, whether they're ideals or, again, things more important on a soul level, right? This kind of stuff. And then B, just being more receptive, right? Because Mars is drive, it's fire, but Pisces is water, it's the oceans of life. So we've had this energy we've been already working on for the past weeks of needing to be more receptive to where we're putting action, right? And seeing that there is this ebb and flow of life, these currents of life, and how important it is to put energy towards the currents versus fighting or swimming against the flows of things. So with Mars retrograde now, it's going to be a good time to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what's important to us on a deeper spiritual level when it comes to our needs, and B, how to, again, be more receptive in that sense. So a good time to do that, to turn inward, especially in Pisces. This is the spiritual constellation, and reevaluate those deeper needs and desires. Be flexible during this time when it does come to where we're taking action and putting our energy, because again, it's all about recalibrating to this universal flow, this universal cosmic energy that we do want to be attuned to. And so it's a great time of trusting our intuition. Sometimes inaction is the best action, sometimes getting rest or more meditative time, again, to reintegrate with the more subtle aspects of ourself and of life is what this retrograde will be all about. And then once November 14th comes around, we'll again start to notice more forward-moving energy with those more active things in life, and maybe a little bit more of a clearer understanding of what is more spiritually meaningful and how to have a more receptive approach to things. All right, so that's going to start to shift on Wednesday, but do give it some time, of course. He'll be stationed for these whole middle days of the week. And so just kind of taking a step back around Wednesday to see what is shifting with that Mars type of energy. But also Wednesday, which is quite nice actually, is that the sun is going to be in a harmonious trine up to expansive Jupiter. So Wednesday could be good for expanding our horizons a bit, maybe higher perspectives like philosophy, spirituality, astrology. More of these abstract realms could be good. Maybe discussing philosophies, maybe just enjoying this kind of stuff. And also just fundamentally with Jupiter, getting into some adventurousness, maybe, expanding our mental and literal horizons. Could be quite supportive here around this Wednesday time, as again, we do continue to develop this grounded energy of Taurus, of connecting to our inner and outer resources of life. And then once we do get into this Thursday time, a minor aspect here, Mercury will be opposite Chiron. If there is anything you do want to do that involves learning or communication, that could be healing in some way for you. Maybe just doing some writing could be healing. Maybe picking up that book, doing some reading could be healing. Maybe specifically about healing if you're into those things, just all in all supportive. Or maybe just conversing and communicating could be very therapeutic as well. Now, once we do get into the weekend here, so Friday, the moon will be shifting into more practical Gemini. And so we'll notice themes, particularly Friday and Saturday, around learning could be really good. Again, synergizing information, gaining information, sharing information, communication, getting into some of that mental energy will likely be the theme those 2 days, Friday and Saturday. On Friday, though, the sun will be opposite Neptune, adding to more of that water type of energy. Neptune rules Pisces, that oceanic energy. So with this, it's good to just find some balance. There might be collectively a side of ourselves that wants to escape, hide away, or get caught up into some dreams and ideals. And while that's great, it's a great day for, again, building upon any ideals that we have, at the same time maintaining this balance, right? This balance with the spiritual dynamics. We don't want to go too far, but also, it's important that we do bring in some of that energy. So having healthy ways of finding peace and well-being and being energy and spiritual energy could be very good. It's also very constructive for more imaginative things or creative things, maybe incorporating some compassion, some receptivity in our relationships since it is an opposition, right? This kind of healthy approach to the water elements of life and acceptance and unconditionality and peace elements of life, good to incorporate with conscious awareness there on Friday. And then once we do get into Saturday with, again, still some of that practical mental energy of Gemini, we do then start to have Jupiter going station direct. So give this time over the weekend, but if there was anything over the past roughly 4 to 5 months, that you felt like were maybe things you were inspired about earlier in the year, earlier of 2020, that maybe were more on the back burner, or maybe you were reworking, this energy starts to move forward. So going into next week in particular, maybe starting to see some opportunities, some potentials, some things that can give us a bit of that, more kind of spirited stuff in life that inspires us, especially with Jupiter and Sagittarius. It's all about possibilities and potentials, could even be opportunities that might start to move forward collectively for all of us. But like I said, do give it some time. Jupiter's particularly a slow-moving planet, so it takes him a little bit to gain his forward-moving momentum. All right, and then lastly on Sunday, we do have the moon shifting into Cancer. So it will be a great time of getting in touch with that more emotional stuff we were talking about that we could be enjoying right now in general. And so good to maybe spend some time at home, maybe more private life, family life around Sunday could be good. Maybe reflecting on the past a little bit. It's getting in touch with what's important to us on an emotional and soul level. But with this, another minor aspect, Venus will be trining Chiron, so there could be some healing in the interpersonal side of things, but probably just feeling rejuvenated, a bit easy to connect, to share, and all that being perhaps therapeutic on Sunday there. All right, everyone, so that is the week in a nutshell. And just generally speaking, we are in this third quarter phase of the cycle, so all week is just really good to challenge ourselves and implement any shifts of perspectives we had since early last week when we had the full moon. Because the third quarter is when the sun and moon square each other, and it's all about integration and integration from the full moon energy. So all in all, good week for that. But with Mars going retrograde on Wednesday, again, a bit of a step back to re-examine our deeper spiritual needs and desires and how we are taking action in our life. Hopefully in that more receptive kind of way, which is very challenging to do right now, collectively speaking. But again, that's the way of challenging ourselves to incorporate some of this. And some Jupiter energy, some expansion there around Wednesday, some water energy to find balance with on Friday, and some maybe opportunities, things starting to move forward with what we're inspired about from the weekend onward. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. If you haven't yet signed up for the MTZ Insiders newsletter with videos like this one, do check out the link down below for extra content. But I wish you the very best, and I'll see you all in the next weekly forecast. Take care.